right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are rolling. Don Carter, Uncle Don, let's talk about the love of your life, Mary. What would she be remembered for?
Oh my goodness, so many things. Mary was a very personable person. She loved people. She loved uh, excitement, adventure. She loved teaching. And so all of these things she can be remembered by.
Talk about her teaching career for a moment,
Okay.
because she taught all around the world.
Yes, she did.
So let's go into some of the detail on
Well, I think she started out from Columbia University in Africa, teaching teachers in Africa.
that. Mm-hmm.
A great experience. She enjoyed it. She taught in England,
Mm-hmm.
and she taught several other places that don't come to mind right now. But she was on her way back to another country in Africa when we met,
Mm-hmm.
and then she made a decision not to go to Africa.
After meeting
So
you, huh?
yes,
Uh,
so
when you met her, what was it about her that attracted you to her?
she had a very, very, very pleasant personality. Uh, she was like non-assuming. Um, if she had a question about something, she'd ask.
Mm-hmm.
She was very caring. Uh, we would always do things together, and we both felt the same way. So uh, we never went on a vacation separately.
Mm-hmm.
We always went together. Most things we did together. She helped me in my work, and I did a little bit with her work.
How many years were you married?
44 years.
44 lovely years.
Yes.
Um, what was she like with her students?
It's an amazing thing. All of her students loved her. And, she's very petite, but she was a disciplinarian from the heart. And because of that, they would bring her gifts and just do wonderful things for her throughout her career, the whole time she taught.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Let's talk about her siblings for a moment. From you observing for 44 years, what was she like as a sister to her various siblings?
Um, well, she comes from a very loving family. You know that because you're part of it. So everything was just wonderful. We always got together. You know that. We attended events when we were all together. Yes.
All right, so now let's talk about the Kennedys as you met them. Let's talk about first impressions. You coming in, what was your impression of the Kennedy family?
Well, after I heard about their achievements, uh, you could only have a good impression, an excellent impression. Uh, the Kennedy family is a hard-working family. They support each other. They work together. And as with every family, there might be a disagreement or so, but it doesn't last that long. So it's an excellent family, great family.
So let's start one by one. When you first met the matriarch of the family, I refer to as grandma, Mary referred to her as mama. What was Mom Kennedy like?
Well, interesting thing was as soon as we were married, um, I had I lived in a two-family house which I owned, and Doug, Irene's husband, came and said, well, let's talk about, where your mom can stay. So since we were in a two-family house, I said, you don't really have to do that. She can stay here.
And what was she like? How do you remember her?
Extremely intelligent, very caring woman. A heart for love, a heart for adventure, and a heart for instruction. In other words, she would, with her wisdom, she could always give you some very sage advice in terms of what you should do and how you should do it. And in a way that it wasn't telling you what to do, it wasn't teaching you what to do. It was just a conversation. And if you were kind of astute and kind of wise, you would pick up those golden nuggets that she would pass out.
Okay. All right, so let's go down the line. Then her oldest brother, James, what was your first impression on James?
Very brilliant guy, artist. Exceptionally smart. I still remember a lot of things that he said. I still remember some of his poems and some of his sayings. We would always want to get into a discussion, but Mary would cut it short. So we never really got to discuss a lot of things that I really wanted to discuss with him.
And Mary cut it short, why?
Well, I imagine she thought that there might have been some disagreement, but we were on a different level. We were very frank, very courteous with each other.
Okay. Let's go now to Joe. What was your first impression on Joe?
I didn't see Joseph very much. We visited him in Washington a few times. Again, another very brilliant person. He also was very good in terms of giving you those golden nuggets when you have a conversation with him.
What was his personality like to you?
Very amenable, very businesslike. Joseph, was a little more business than James. I had wanted to work with Joseph, but Joseph had met, I can't think of the fellow's name right now, but they had started a big government operation, which they ran through, which was very successful.
You know the name.
Africare.
Africare, right. They had started Africare, and it was very well. Very.
You need to take a sip of water?
Yeah, sure
Go
do.
ahead.
Fine.
Now, is this sound coming through all right? Because it's way up.
It's all the way up top. As long as it's stay there.
But it's not muffled underneath that.
No.
Okay.
Sounds fine.
All right. So let's talk about Lillian.
Sweet.
Start off.
What a lovely lady.
Because people won't hear me say Lillian. So let's start off with Lillian was sweet,
Okay.
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, Lillian was sweet. An amazingly brilliant, super brilliant person. And we used to have some chats, and we used to play Scrabble, and we used to have a lot of fun together. Great companion. a great person to be with, great person to be around. Just a super personality she was. And I wasn't the only one who felt that way. Everyone who met Lillian loved Lillian.
All right, now let's move over to Irene.
Irene, again, sweet, but a little different kind of sweetness. Irene was a quiet, subtle sweetness, just a wonderful person. We used to chat a bit, and we had a good time together. We had a very good time
I
together.
think you went on a lot of vacations together.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Yeah, and quite naturally, she and Mary always had a lot to do together, shopping and what have you. And Doug and I were on a golf course. So that turned out to be just a great adventure. The four of us together and getting along together. And usually when you think of family, sometimes you'll think of the negative, like what Mary and I call a tiff. We didn't have any tiffs. We just had general discussions, and when we disagreed in a kind of friendly way, and we were willing to accept each other's opinions.